morning. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the west. More specifically, we are in Sheridan, Wyoming. Stayed in Billings, Montana last night. Went to the Montana State Fair. Then went back to Billings, where I mistakenly thought that the State Fair was being held. So stayed the night in Billings. Now we are headed eastward, but I wanted to see a few things before we get back east. And today, I was going to try something a little different. Something I've never done. Well, no, that's not true. Something that I don't normally do. Something that I have very little experience with on this channel. And that is, we're going to go camping. At least I think it's called camping. I've done camping before. I think the one time on this channel I did camping, me and my friend John from Exploration Unknown, we went and we camped out at Slab City. But what we're doing today is a little different from that. I'm going to be staying at a KOA campground. I have a reservation. I've booked a cabin. Now, I've never done this before. I've never gone to a KOA, never gone to that type of campground. So I rented the cabin, a small cabin. My understanding is that it has electricity, because it said it had a refrigerator, it said it had an air conditioner. So I'm guessing there's going to be plugs that I can plug my stuff into. And it said there's no bathroom, so I guess there's a public bathroom, and there's no linens. They don't clean your. It's not like a hotel where the bed's made. You have to take care of that yourself, and that's what we're gonna do here in a moment. And is this called camping? If I'm renting the cabin, is it still called camping, or is it only camping if I get a tent? But one thing that has stopped me from camping and stopped me from situations like this is I actually sleep with a CPAP. I have sleep apnea, so I was worried with camping that I wouldn't be able to use my CPAP. A couple days ago, someone suggested getting a CPAP battery, so that might open up some options in the future. But yeah, so that's what made me reluctant for situations like this. Like I said, I think the cabin has power, so I think we're okay with the CPAP for tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to have a very restless night. But where we're going is somewhere that was just seems so cool, and such a cool place to stay, that I really wanted to take a stab at doing this. And let me know, give me feedback on this video, because I'm trying something new. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you don't like it. Let me know if you have advice, things I could do better, things I could do different. I'm all for that. So we are going to about 2 hours, I think, from the campground right now. I've stopped here at the Walmart in Sheridan, Wyoming, and I'm gonna grab a few things for the cabin. I guess I need to get some form of linens, maybe a pillow. I'm trying to think of anything else I need. I think that's mainly what I need. Maybe I'll look to see if there's sleeping bags or something. Maybe grab a little bit of food too. I've got, this whole trip I've kept my what is it called? My cooler. I've kept my cooler full of ice this entire trip. Been stopping, getting bags of ice at gas stations, which, man, ice can be expensive sometimes. I paid $9 for a bag of ice somewhere. I think that was in California. But I put a bag of ice in there about every day, every other day. And, I've been keeping food in there, so I always have food when I'm traveling in case I'm running low on time, or I can't find healthy options, or I just don't want to go in and sit down in a restaurant. I have my food back there, so I might grab a few things to put in there. It's fairly stocked already, and we'll get some camping supplies. If this is camping, that's my main question here. Am I camping? I got a cabin with electricity and no bathroom. Does that count as camping? Anyways, let's go grab what we need here. Now I know a lot of people don't care for Walmart, and I have some issues with Walmart myself, but it does help me out on the road quite a bit. You know, most of the stores are laid out the same. There's a couple different designs, but usually I can go in there, find what I need really easy, really fast, and get back on the road. And you know, they have most of the stuff I need as far as supplies go when I'm traveling. And you know, unfortunately, most of the stuff is fairly affordable. So yeah, I'm a regular visitor to Walmart's alongside the long, lonesome road. Okay, so this is, I guess, the fishing section. I think this would probably be other outdoorsy stuff in this area. So let's see if we can find a sleeping bag. There's an oar. Probably not going to be canoeing today. They have these chairs. I don't know if I need a chair. Do I need to bring my own chair? That's a tough call. How much are these chairs? Well, these are 15, but they're kids' chairs. They're not that expensive. You get $20 for a chair. Do I need a chair? I can't decide. Now, if this all works out, I may end up investing in my own tent. Especially if I can get the CPAP battery. Might be able to, you know, save some money traveling by sleeping at campgrounds or pitching a tent. It's all theoretical though now. And again, leave me advice if you have any ideas on things that might help me. I'm not finding the sleeping bags. That's why I came back here. Looking for sleeping bags. This is another reason I don't necessarily like camping that much. These air mattresses. I hate sleeping on the air mattress. I feel like you're flopping around all night. It's not a firm surface. It kind of drives me crazy. Oh, here they are, the sleeping bags. Now it says cool weather sleeping bags. I wouldn't say it's cool weather. It's been in the 90s and hundreds out here. Do they have like a warm weather sleeping bag, like a nice light sleeping bag, or is that just not what a sleeping bag is? Oh, mummy sleeping bags? I don't think I want to sleep like a mummy. That seems intense. Now, they all say cool weather on them, so I think maybe that's just what a sleeping bag does. So maybe I'll just go with this one here. This is 35 degree cool weather sleeping bag. It's got a soft lining. I guess we'll just grab this. We'll just see if this works. Now, to my knowledge, they don't make camping pillows, so I think we just go look for a standard pillow. They have a lot of pillows. I guess I need a pillowcase, or just rough it and go with a pillow with no case. What's a pillow sham? Is that the same thing as a pillowcase? I think these fit smaller pillows. See, not only do I know nothing about camping, I know nothing about shopping for linens. Okay, so these are normal pillowcases here. I guess the outside bag is so you can feel. Okay, I think I like these, but these are t-shirt soft pillowcases. These feel a lot better. I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to texture on clothing or linens. So I think we will grab one of these. These are pretty soft. I think these ones here look good. Okay, and we'll grab a queen pillow there, toss it in the cart, and surely I am forgetting something important here. We're just going to wing it. We're going to wing it. We'll figure it out as we go. If I'm missing anything this time, I'll know next time I need to get it. Okay, and I think we are ready to go camping. Now, I am in a little bit of a hurry to get to the campsite, but we must observe the EM rule. Stopped off here at the West Texas Trail Museum here in Moorcraft, Wyoming. And the name of the museum confused me a little bit, given that we are not in Texas nor near Texas. But my understanding is the West Texas Trail alludes to a cattle drive. So a museum dedicated to the cattle drive. But the one thing that piqued my interest is that they apparently do have a two-headed calf here. And as I've said in the last couple days, I don't drive past two-headed calves. So let's check out the West Texas Trail Museum. Looks like the museum is open, and it does have free admission. Okay, and over here it was explained to me the name of the museum, the West Texas Trail Museum, and here's kind of the short version. This was just explained to me by the lady that works here. That after the Civil War, because there was no one to run the ranches during the Civil War, there was an overabundance of cattle in Texas that they were worth almost nothing, so they had to ship them out to other areas to be able to sell them. Now, apparently, they originally tried to go up to Kansas City, and Kansas City did not want the cattle. They believed the cattle were diseased because I guess they carried ticks and didn't want them contaminating their cattle. And so several other cities blocked them from shipping the Texas cattle upward, but finally they started shipping them way up north this way into Wyoming. Part of the reason for this was there was a lot of frontiers people, miners, the towns such as Deadwood, the Old West towns, needed cattle. Also, because the buffalo had nearly gone extinct from overhunting, they basically needed something to replace the buffalo to eat the grass on the range. So they began shipping up the extra cattle from Texas to this territory, the territory that we have been spending a great deal of time in the last week. And the town of Moorcraft, where we are right now, and you see not far from Deadwood, the town of Moorcraft right here was founded because of the cattle drive. The businesses here meant to accommodate the cowboys moving the cattle up this way. And you can see these familiar brands. It seems like everywhere we go in this part of the country, you see the different brands being used as decoration. Here are the branding irons that make these brands. Of course, back in the day, I learned before barbed wire, the cattle roamed all over the range, and the only way to know they were yours was because of the brands. So these irons used to make these markings on the cattle's hide. See some saddles there, used by the cowboys driving the cattle northward. Some other cowboy tools here. This is a rawhide bullwhip there. These fuzzy chaps. These are Angora chaps called woolies. Okay, I saw these somewhere else, and I was interested in why they looked like that. But these are known as woolies. This is Galette, the longhorn steer here. He was part of the 1988 cattle drive through Montana, and then after the cattle drive, he was eaten, but they preserved his head here, and they said the bell on the front, that is what the lead steer would wear on the very head of the cattle drive. Oh, this is like an old bank vault here. I think this building may have been a bank at one point in time. The future farmers of America. Oh, some local sporting outfits. Oh, I do love their mascot. Look at that. Moorcroft Wolves. Looks like the old wolf from the cartoons that would have his eyes bulge out. Now this is interesting over here. I've never seen one of these. This is a wire recorder. The recordings are actually recorded on a piece of wire, piece of magnetic wire there. And then this can play them back. It says it is currently loaded with a speech by President Truman about the Korean War.
So far, we have prevented World War III. So far, by fighting in limited war in Korea, we have prevented aggression from succeeding and bringing on a general war.
And here is their two-headed calf, actually almost two completely formed calves connected here at the rear. This is very different than the one we saw the other day at the Yellowstone County Museum. That one was called Charlie and Russell, and they were like, they had 4 front legs and then 2 back legs, so they're kind of split right at the front. This kind of shows how different
different cattle, different calves can be conjoined in different ways. Yeah, you see it's got two tails hanging right there. Yeah, just remarkable what nature can and can't do sometimes. These belt buckles here are actually rodeo championships, or notifying that you were in the finals. So in some ways, these belt buckles almost like little championship belts. In the railroad room over here, this is pretty amusing. This is a chamber pot for the railroads, and it says right on it, printed on the chamber pot, notice to passengers, do not empty this toilet out the train window. Can you imagine? They're driving through a small town and a chamber pot gets dumped from a moving train, creating a giant wave of feces and urine in the air. My goodness, that's disgusting. It's an archaeological room in here. See all the different arrowheads there on the wall. Then we got some old buffalo skulls as well. Yeah, like I've mentioned, I love these little museums because you just get little exhibits. Maybe some local person donated their collection. And I see here we got a collection of salt and pepper shakers. Over here, see the little hillbillies. You got a spoon and a fork back there that are a salt and pepper shaker. I do love salt and pepper shakers. I am a fan. And I've not seen these before. These are a collection of glass rolling pins. And I guess you use them to flatten dough, but some of these have like rocks or marbles or buttons inside. Wouldn't that be really noisy when you're trying to just roll some cookies? Oil drilling exhibit here, complete with oil. There's oil samples. This is oil from Muddy Formation, oil from Delta Formation right there. Yeah, an oil exhibit complete with the oil. And then we recognize this guy back here. This is the big gold driller from Tulsa, Oklahoma, from the convention center out in Tulsa. And I guess it's like maybe a whiskey bottle, but yeah, he's one of the biggest statues in the United States, standing outside the convention center. He's purely gold in person. And an exhibit on tobacco products and smoking there. There's pipes, cigarettes there. I guess these are cigarette holders there full of cigarettes. No time to spare though, we gotta get to our campsite. I think I see our destination there, off in the distance. And there it is, the Devil's Tower. You can see over here on this sign is the indigenous legend behind the Devil's Tower. That there on the sign is Mato the bear. The legend is that he was a giant bear the size of Godzilla, like a literal kaiju of a bear, and he chased some indigenous people who, to get away from the bear, they stood on a tree stump and prayed to the Great Spirit, which caused the tree stump to increase in size and to grow into what is currently the Devil's Tower. And the bear would try to crawl up the tower, get to them, and would leave scratch marks in the tower. And that is the legend of where it came from. I think in modern times, some people believe that it is a volcanic creation, but I definitely love that legend of Mato the bear. And we are going to be camping over here at the KOA campground. This is time to go check in. And look what we have here. Of course, 2024 is the year of the pressed penny here on the Carpetbagger channel. You can get us a Devil's Tower pressed penny there. Also, oh, look at that one. That one actually has Mado the Kaiju Bear on that. I think we'll get definitely get those too. There we go, some wonderful pressed pennies there. I got one for the campground as well. A little replica there of Devil's Tower. This is America's first national monument. Also, little prairie dogs. See the Devil's Tower shirts here. You see here the spaceship, the UFO landing on top of Devil's Tower. And yeah, this is probably the first place I heard of Devil's Tower was Close Encounters of the Third Kind in the movie involving aliens landing on the Devil's Tower. Yeah, you can see a lot of aliens in their merchandise here. Got a couple different varieties of stuffed jackalope here as well. Oh, look at this. Look at this jackalope. See the Devil's Tower coffee cups there. And shot glasses, of course. It's a little replica there. Yeah, a lot of different varieties of Devil Tower replicas. And look there, I think that is a Devil's Tower thimble there to protect your finger. But look here, Devil's Tower snow globe there with the glittery snow. And got a jackalope snow globe as well. The more traditional snow. It's just the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where aliens land on top of the Devil's Tower. That's the first place I ever heard of the Devil's Tower. My primary memory is the guy, so I was a little kid when I saw it. I remember the guy making the Devil's Tower out of mashed potatoes. That always stuck with me. That was the one scene that stuck with me, the making of the Devil's Tower out of mashed potatoes. I couldn't remember anything else of that movie except for that. I have seen the movie since then. It's probably been over 20 years since I've seen it. So admittedly, I don't remember a lot, but I'm actually in luck because this is actually the best place to watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind, because tonight here at the campground, and every night, every single night, as long as the weather permits, they do play the movie. So you can actually watch the movie in the shadow of the Devil's Tower itself. It is a gorgeous sight. Right now the sun is behind it, and of course there's been fires, so you can see this kind of a smoke floating in the air. But yeah, still a absolutely majestic sight. Okay, so the campground here, actually, in addition to playing the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind every night, they also have a nightly hayride. So I'm hanging out here with $5 to add the hayride on. So let's take a hayride around the property and I guess get some views of the Devil's Tower. And speak of the devil, here comes the hayride. Now it looks like the hayride is actually free of hay, which, you know, in my opinion, I think this is better. I'm not the biggest fan of sitting in hay anyways.
Thank you.
All right, hop aboard here. Getting ready to take off there. See the tower looming over us. All right, and here we go. We're taking a tour of the historic Camp Stool Ranch, a ranch that existed here prior to the 1900s. And the family that owns the ranch still owns a massive amount of property here around the Devil's Tower. One of those cabins over there is mine. I'm not sure which one. We'll be checking out the cabin here after the hayride. So they're gonna take us way back in there. Apparently we can get a view of the Devil's Tower that can only be viewed from
this hayride.
That's when things get exciting.
Oh, what are these? Turkeys? So this is the ranch house that Steven Spielberg actually came up to and knocked on the door to ask permission to film on the land here when he was making Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, there appears to be a lot of turkeys out here. Absolute gorgeous country out here. Several deer, lots of turkeys, horses. So here's the angle of Devil's Tower. You can only see from the private land back here. Cattle right there out on the main road. Actually getting pelted. Oh, do you see that? Get pelted with some of the mud from the tires. It's all part of the hayride experience. Campground does have a mini golf course here, Cowboys and Aliens, which definitely fits with the local theme. See the crashed UFO over here, and the big longhorn steer. It is now time to find our cabin. You can see they have different types of camping sites. There's a lot of RVs over in this section. Okay, here are the cabins down here. Just gotta find which one belongs to us for the evening. All right, we are at the KOA camping cabin number 10. So this is our cabin for the evening. And again, I don't know what to expect here. I've never stayed in a cabin such as this. What's this? Oh, that's a door knocker. All right. Got the big key there. Okay. Having trouble opening the door. Maybe user error. No? Okay. Is there a trick to this? Does this do something? This is just a knock, right? It's not part of the locking mechanism. Okay. Just have instructions? Man, I'm not doing so good so far with this camping. I can't even get the door unlocked. That is part of the locking mechanism. Okay. I thought it was just a knock on the door, but you pull on this and it actually moves this right here. Move, move, move. This. But let's check out our cabin.
Well, we got 2 beds, or 3 beds. We got bunk beds. I call top bunk. And we have this bed here. Again, no linens. So I'm just going to put my sleeping bag on top of that. I'm looking for power sources. Okay, we do have lights. See the light up there? Oh, look at this. Got a beautiful, beautiful view of the creek running behind the cabin. That is a beautiful view right there. I think I'm going to turn the air on because it is a little warm in here, a little stagnant. And the only problem that I'm seeing is I do need the outlets for my CPAP machine. And it looks like the closest outlet to the bed is right there. But I actually think I can work with that. I'll just sleep upside down. I think that'll fix it. Or I could sleep in here. Either way, we'll make it work. This may be the best part. Right here, just step right out on the porch and you can see the Devil's Tower right there. You might be able to make this camping thing work. It does feel nice being out here. Temperature's nice. Beautiful day. We can see the Devil's Tower. I think I would come back here. Maybe someday I'll come back here. We spend a few extra days just relaxing. If I could figure out the key, if I could break the code on what it takes for me to relax. I don't understand this right here. There's a little notch. You can turn it, and the door can't be opened. So if someone just came along and flipped this while I was in there, I would literally become a prisoner in my own cabin. Okay, and to go to the bathroom, because there's no bathroom in the cabin, it's over that way. You can see the bathrooms over there. So not that close, but you know, it's doable. And over here in the spots closest to the tower itself, we actually have teepees that you could rent. I actually thought about this. These are actually less expensive to rent than the cabins. I just thought it may be above my skill level. Also, I'm assuming there's no power in these, so I have the CPAP issue to deal with. But it does seem fun though, doesn't it? I mean, especially look at these hills here with the teepees and the tower over there. Yeah, this looks like it could be a lot of fun. So it's getting pretty close to 8 o'clock when they're going to be playing Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So we're going to head over to the movie viewing area. And here are the restrooms and laundry area. And very clean, very nice, very suitable. You notice it does have the Devil's Tower there in rocks on the side. And here is the outdoor theater where we'll be enjoying the movie here in just a little bit. Yeah, you can see the tower there looming behind the screen.
No, he'd rather sit by you guys for sure. No.
As an Allegheny DC-9 in your 12 o'clock position, 50 miles.
There's always some joker who thinks he's immune.
So a pretty unique experience to be able to watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind in front of the Devil's Tower. Of course, the movie kind of centers around the tower. Everything builds up to locating the tower, finding the tower, you know, the man having visions of the tower, other people having visions of the tower. He sees the tower everywhere he looks. Then finally, at the end of the movie, finds the tower. And, of course, that is the place where the aliens are making contact with human beings. Very interesting movie. Very different type of movie. I did enjoy it. Definitely love the visuals, the colors, the way the UFOs are portrayed. And I do think, like, the beginning of the movie when the aliens are zooming over the town, causing chaos, I do think it's kind of really spooky in kind of a very, very unique way that I don't know if I've seen in a lot of movies. But beautiful campground. A wonderful idea. Have playing that movie. They've been playing the movie every night since, I think they said 1980. Of course, some nights, if it's snowing or whatnot, probably missed. But other than that, pretty consistent. The stars are beautiful. I can't show you, they won't show up on camera, but an absolute sky full of, not a cloud in the sky, a sky full of stars. But now, I think it is time to get ready for bed. Yeah, there is our cozy little cabin here. And time to see if we can make this work. Got our sleeping bag here. I will probably never be able to get this back in the actual bag it came in. We'll see here. It's got, I think it's got straps so you can strap it back together in like a big burrito. Okay, it's got a zipper here. There we go. Put that there. All right. Pillow, sleeping bag. I just gotta see if I can get my CPAP to work. Okay, the good news is that the cord is long enough to reach across the room to that outlet. I just moved the stool over there, and we should be good to go to sleep. All right. Let's see if this is cozy. All right. All right, and I will see you guys in the morning. Let's face the new day. Oh yeah, look at that. Something to wake up to there. So, I got a good night's sleep. There was a couple little minor snafus. The main one being the temperature. When I went to sleep, I had the air conditioner on. It was a little warm during the day, but
I didn't take into account that in this type of environment, the temperature drops at night. So I woke up and the air was blasting. And it wasn't like freezing, but I had the air blasting. It was cool. And I was like shivering. I was like, ooh. So I ran over to the air conditioner, turned it off. It did have like a heating option, but you know, it's different from like a hotel one that like flips back and forth between heat and cold. You actually have to turn on cold or turn on heat. So I turned on heat, and then I had to go to the bathroom, which, wow, like, you know, it's a fine, it's not that long of a walk, but like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like shivering and you have to go to the bathroom really bad, it's a little bit of minor inconvenience. So I'm not saying I wouldn't do this again. Like I will open to trying this out again in the future. I just probably need to be a little more prepared than I was this time. I don't regret this at all. It was a great experience being here under the Devil's Tower and watching the movie, getting the hayride. It was a great experience here. I need to maybe up my camping skills a little bit for next time, but I figured we would go get a closer look at the Devil's Tower. Now, last night when I came in, had to check into the cabin, had to do the hayride, so didn't have a chance to drive up and get a better view of the tower. So I think we're going to drive up there now and take a little peek. Over here is a massive field full of prairie dogs, but sadly, unlike the ones in South Dakota, we cannot feed the prairie dogs. You can hear they're chirping. Check out this cabin here. It is the Devil's Tower Visitor Center. And look who's here to greet us right when we come in the door. One of the aliens that landed on top of the Devil's Tower there. Then right above the fireplace here we have Mato the bear crawling up the side of Devil's Tower. You can see the trapped people up there at the top as he's used his claw to carve that trademark texture into the side of the tower. There's like a 3D Mato there. And this kind of shows how the Devil's Tower was formed. Now it is not, it's my understanding, it is not a volcano, but it was created by volcanic activity. You have the magma right here that pushes up these towers here, these hexagon-shaped towers, and then over time, some of the towers break away, fall away, creating the very distinct texture there to the monument. And these mini building blocks here. Let's see, you can put together an alien. They also have some of the familiar locations in this area. Love that Rushmore. I love how they are all they're flesh colored. And then the Old Faithful Inn, where you can see Old Faithful erupt out front. But look what they have here. The Devil's Tower with Mato the bear crawling to the top. I love that so much. I was actually going to buy that, but sadly they are sold out of Mayto for good reason. I can definitely understand why it's a hot seller here. Well, look at these little brands. Oh yeah, you have a little brand with a prairie dog on it. I guess these are small enough we could actually use these to brand a prairie dog. Let everyone know that that prairie dog belongs to you. I like these pins. You can get with the jackalope in front, or the alien, or Sasquatch. And of course, 2024, the year of the pressed penny here on the Carpetbagger channel. We're going to get some pennies here. Now we got the Devil's Monument penny down at the campground. So let's get Theodore Roosevelt and a prairie dog. Oh, that one's got some resistance. There we go, Teddy Roosevelt and a prairie dog. So there actually is a trail that will take you all the way around Devil's Mountain. It's about, I think it's at 1.3 miles. So yeah, let's go do a loop. Down here we have Devil's Tower Jr. As you are walking along the path here, there are these prayer bundles that are left by indigenous people. They make a prayer to themselves and then tie the bundle here on the trees. You can get a good look at the texture there of the tower. Of course, the Native American legend that Mayto the bear crawled up, tried to crawl his way to the top to attack people, and left those grooves. But of course, they're believed to have been caused by these columns being pushed up by the magma. Of course, in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Richard Dreyfuss makes those stripes with his fork in his mashed potatoes. Walking here through this rubble here, this is actually created when the tower was pushed up from the magma. I guess this would have also been displaced and pushed and create this big pile around the tower. See a deer up there munching on some trees. And I don't know if you can see it because they're so tiny from here, but there is actually someone climbing up the Devil's Tower. See that little speck right there? Someone's scaling the tower. Oh my gosh. Who could do such a thing? Wow. Yeah, that's a heck of a tower. You can see this spot here where the columns have fallen away. They've broken away and fallen. They say that that does not happen often. They said that it has not happened in over 200 years. But this formation here is called the window. See the little model? You can feel the window there. So thank you for joining me on this trip to see the Devil's Tower, and had a wonderful experience. Did enjoy the camping. Like I said, a few snafus that I may need to work out in the future. I'm willing to try it again, to try the camping thing out, kind of expand my reach with that. Let me know, give me feedback on how you like that, and thank you for coming along on this trip. We're headed east after this. Going to be trying to probably do a lot of driving the next day or two to get to my my mother's home in northern Indiana from here. I think we're about maybe about 16 hours from there right now, so we'll find a way. But again, thank you for coming along. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help out the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more gets you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, and very soon some other things are coming to the Etsy shop. Finally, and also doing personalized messages on Cameo. If you're interested in any of those things, check the description of this video. All those things help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this tower in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.